This is part 2 of a 3-part series on knowing where the cash is in your business. And we talked last episode about basic budgeting. We talked about the notion of creating a budget, whether you wanted to save for something business or something personal, whether you wanted to know how much money was in your business or how much money was, coming in and out of your family. That financial independence part is so important when it comes to entrepreneurship, because you want to know where your cash is. You want to know whether your business is making any money. You want to be able to make sound decisions based on the numbers, not just based on your gut feel, not based on if I build it, they will come, not based on, the current trends. You want to know that you've got statistics. You want to know that you've got hard facts. You've got numbers in front of you so you can make really smart decisions. And that's why we're talking about it today. It's off the back of so many of my coaching clients being really hesitant to talk about money, being really hesitant to talk about what's going on with the money in their business. I'm working with some incredible business owners as part of my elite mastermind program called Simply Business Accelerator. And part of that program is that they must keep an eye on their finances. And when we have our accountability sessions, they have to come to the meeting to be able to report on whether their revenue was up or down, or whether their profit was up or down. We don't share numbers and ins and outs. And of course, there's confidentiality wrapped around all of that. So it's a really safe space. But just the sheer fact that they have to come and report on it means that they're being so much more proactive in terms of knowing what's going on in their business. And I'm finding that that's been really helpful for lots of those business owners who perhaps were a little bit scared of the numbers before. And if you're scared of the numbers, then you are not alone, because so many of my coaching clients feel that hesitation when it comes to the finances in their business. They're more than happy to innovate new products. They're more than happy to talk to their customers. They're more than happy to do their social media posts. But when it comes to talking about where the money is going, where the money is coming in, where the money's not coming in, and where the money is going out, everyone gets a little bit like, oh, do we have to? Can't we do anything but? Can we talk about anything but that? And I know that feeling. That was me. I've, had a really steep learning curve when it comes to knowing the numbers in my business. And it's only come from me wanting to be better educated. Education is power. Knowing what's going on in your business is the best way to be able to make really good decisions. And that is what has inspired me and motivated me to learn more about the numbers in my business. And I'm not perfect. I'm absolutely not an accountant. I'm nowhere near a bookkeeper. Like, I'm still a long way from that finish line. But at least at the moment, I know where the money is coming in and going out in my business. I know what my expenses are. I know what my outgoings are. I know what I can expect. I know what March is going to look like, and I know what June's going to look like. And I absolutely know what November is going to look like if everything trends the way that it's trending currently. And, I want you to have that satisfaction in your business as well, to know what's happening and what's happening where and when. So we talked last week about a basic budget. And the reason that we started there was because just creating a budget based around just one activity or one part of your business, or one just like a little thing that you want to do in your business, perhaps it's just one product, one event, is a really great way to get a good feeling about new things that you're bringing into your business. And my business mentor, Glenda, used to say to me, have you done a budget? I would come to her with a great idea. I'd say, Glenda, guess what? We're going to do this, and it's going to be fabulous. And we're going to do this, and the kids are going to wear this, and it's going to be this, and we're going to use this music, and I'm all inspired, and it's going to be fabulous. And she'd say, yeah, have you done a budget? And I'd go, oh, don't you understand? The costumes are going to be red, and they're going to be sparkly, and they're going to be exciting. And she'd say, yeah, very good. And have you done a budget? And she would do that until I would eventually do it. And now I go to her with, hey, Glenda, we've got this great idea, and here's the budget for it. And then I tell her about the red sparkly costumes and whatever else it is that's going along with it. But if you want to innovate in your business, you want to create new opportunities for your customers, you want to serve in a different or a new exciting way in your business, you need to start with a budget. You need to start with whether or not this is going to make sense for you financially, whether or not it's going to make sense for the business financially, whether or not it's going to be something that you're going to be bringing into the business for profit reasons, or whether it's going to be something that you're going to be bringing in for brand awareness. You want to be able to price things accurately. Gone are the days where you just kind of think, well, what would I pay for it? Or what's my customer charging for it? And then you take a stab in the dark and put a certain percentage margin on it and Bob's your uncle. You really want to be able to do a budget to strategically think about how you're spending all of your resources, whether that is your resources in your time, your resources in the money that you're paying your employees, the resources in terms of the space that you're using or the space that you're renting. All of those factors have to weigh in to the decisions that you're making in your business. So if you've gone ahead, and snaps for you if you've gone ahead and created yourself a little basic budget based around where your personal finances are now, or what it looks like on a monthly basis in your business, whatever you decided to use that business task and that business homework for, I now encourage you to think about, okay, what's coming up in my business? Is there an event coming up that I could do a budget for that is just for that event alone? Is there a new product that I'm launching in perhaps April or May that I would like to put a budget around, just so that I can get a better understanding of, okay, it's going to cost me this much to innovate or this much to produce. What am I going to earn in terms of how much product would I have to sell? How many tickets would I have to sell to this event? How many bums would I have to get on seats in order for it to pay for itself? And then, what does my goal look like in terms of that product or service? Do I just want to bring it into the market so that my customers have something new to play with? Or do I want to bring it in as, being able to be something that can really set me aside from my competitors, that I am meeting the needs of my customer? Or is it, I need some more cash in the business? It doesn't look like we're going to make budget in the coming months. So I'm going to need something new and exciting to sell in order to really ramp up the revenue as you're heading towards the end of the financial year. And all of those are good motivators. All of those, make complete sense. But knowing the reason that you're making decisions in your business by being able to create a budget and able to have a look at the figures and see what that looks like is really, really important. When we do events at Port Macquarie Performing Arts, all of the events have a separate budget that they have that I work from. And those budgets are really, they're not, I was going to say in depth, but they're not really in depth. They're all done with the same basic budget spreadsheet that I talked to you about last episode. But they have, they have ins and outs. And one of the things that I love is setting up a way to be able to punch in different scenarios. And this is something that Glenda has taught me. And is really easy to teach yourself in terms of using Excel, and you can Google it any day of the week and you'll find the answers there. But if, let's say that we're doing a show and we're selling 100 tickets, I need to be able to see what the income is going to be and what the profit is going to be if we sell those 100 tickets. But I also need to be able to see what the revenue and the budget's going to look like if I only sell 50. Is it going to be the end of the world? Am I going to have to remortgage my house? Or is it that I'm going to need to be able to run, an extra week of classes, and that money will kind of soak up any loss that we make from that event itself? Or if we're 2 weeks out from the event and we've only sold 15 tickets, having a basic budget gives me the ability to make decisions based around whether or not we even go ahead with it, whether it even, gets off the ground, or whether we just refund those 15, 20 people and then call it a day and move on to the next. But I guess the name of the game is those decisions can be made based on the numbers, and those decisions can be made based on the outcome that is being punched out of that spreadsheet once I've developed the spreadsheet. So once I've put in all of the expenses that are linked to that specific event, how much is it going to cost me in resources in terms of wages? What's going to be the hire of the venue? What do I need to get in terms of, do I need to buy drinks and snacks and, make a tuck shop? Or I love the word tuck shop, by the way. A canteen or a tuck shop, to sell to people coming to the show. What do I need to provide in terms of, am I getting a big name MC to come and host the event, and what is their fee going to be? All of these little expenses that add up need to go into that budget, so that I know that, yes, I need to sell 100 tickets to make budget, but those 100 tickets, if I sell them at $20, this is what the profit will be. Or if I sell the tickets at $32, this is what the profit will be. So being able to know those things and make those decisions makes running my business just so much easier and so much less stressful when it comes to that 4 a.m. wake up where you go, is this going to be okay? Is this going to work? Is it going to be the end of me? All those questions that you ask yourself when it's really dark outside and cold and you're under the covers thinking, what am I doing in this business? So once you've developed your basic budget from last week, I encourage you this week for your homework to choose one product or event that you're going to bring into your business. Perhaps it's something that already exists. Perhaps you've never done a budget on the standard package that everybody purchases when they come to you. And that could be your $27 package. It could be your $600 package. It could be, your $5,000 package, whatever it is. Figure out how many of those you need to sell to be happy with that figure by the end of the financial year. Think about how many of those you need to sell by the end of the calendar year. By Christmas next year, how many do you need to sell in order to be able to, have a figure that you're pleased with, or be able to hit a financial target or goal that you're going to set based on this? That's your homework. I know it seems big, but if you set aside 20 minutes, I reckon you could get it done. And I reckon you'll end up probably spending an hour because you'll find it really interesting. And then you'll say, oh, okay, but what if I do this? And then what if this scenario happens? And what if we can do this? And that's when I like to get excited when it becomes real world stuff, when it's not just the numbers on a spreadsheet, when it's like, oh, okay, if we did this and this, or cut down this and this, what would it look like? And being able to play out those scenarios is something you can only do once you've done that budget. So get to it. You've got homework to do. If you've enjoyed today's episode, or if it scared you a little bit, then that is fantastic. That's the point. Please take a photo of your, if you're listening on your iPhone, take a photo and put it on your Insta story and tag me. I'm at Simply Stacey Morgan on Instagram. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for stepping outside of your comfort zone. Part 3 of our 3-part series on getting the money and the budgets and everything sorted in your business for 2023 is coming up next week. And I look forward to talking to you then.